All right. I get asked this question all the time about selling your house. What do you need to do to sell your house? How do I sell my house? What do I do? So let's talk through that. First thing, we're going to talk through why are you selling? Is this your primary residence? Is this your investment? What are your end goals? Like, are you trying to move to a bigger house? Are you down to downsize? Are you moving out of state? Do you have to sell? Do you want to sell? We're going to talk through like what's your motivation? Like, what's your time frame? These are some of the first questions I'm going to ask. I'm not going to say, what's your address? Let me come look. No, that's not where the first thing. First, we want to know is the why behind selling your house. That's going to be a lot for your motivation, your factors. As we're going through the process, these are what we're going to talk through, because you're going to want to be reminded about why you're selling, what the sale of your house will do for you and your family, or you, and that's going to be some big parts of this. So the first thing we're going to do is, after that, is we're going to do a CMA. A CMA is a current market analysis. This is where your home will be priced in the market. So on the market, on the selling your home in this market right now. How do we do that? Okay, so we're going to make an appointment, and I'm super chatty, and if you're super chatty, it's going to take a little longer. And you're going to have lots of questions too. But what it's going to be is usually it's a 20 to 30 minute walkthrough. So we're going to walk through your house. We're going to look at all your rooms and all the space, see what your updates have been, see where things are at, the condition. I want to look at I want to physically see your house. If someone calls you and says, hey, I can sell your house for this, you'd be like, how? Have you been in my house? Have you looked at my house? Because you should not base the value like online. They'll tell you what it's worth, but they've never been in your house. You want someone to do a physical walkthrough of your house. They need to see it in person. Okay, this is what you need to have done. So then once we do that, we answer questions. We're going to set another appointment to come back and talk through where your house is falling out on the market, like where the market value is going to be. So, but as I walk through, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take all my notes and information. I'm going to look on the county for the information. I'm going to get a property profile from the title company. I'm going to get all my facts and all my walkthroughs, and I'm going to look for homes that have sold within the last 6 months. It's a current market analysis. Within the last 6 months, okay, that are similar and as close to your home as possible, okay, in your neighborhood. So, for instance, when I did my current market analysis, I looked for 1-bedrooms with basements in the Terrace Heights area. I didn't look for a 1-bedroom with upstairs. I didn't look for single level. My home is a 1-bedroom with 1 level with a basement. So we're going to look for similar styles of homes, okay? Sometimes if you have a big property or a luxury property, it might not be right in your neighborhood, but a real estate agent is going to be able to find comparables for that and look for that. And sometimes, so when appraisers do it, they're doing essentially the same thing. They'll use sometimes a little bit more. Sometimes they might go back a little further within like a year if they're having a hard time finding something that recently sold. Sometimes if you have a really unique property, I brought my managing broker along because I've had really unique properties that I've looked at that are just hard to find comparables. Like this really beautiful custom built log cabin, like in Sela, I did one of those. So sometimes having second eyes and opinions are good too, because we're trying, especially right now in this market, things are selling above list price. So we're trying to find a market value price. We don't want to be too high. We don't want to be too low. You know, like it's based on the things that have sold within the last 6 months. It's comparables. So, and then really the seller, this is our recommended price to you. We're also going to look at condition. Is your home, like I've seen a lot of homes right now selling as is, and they're high. They're really high. And people are buying them, which is crazy. So it also has to come at the appraised value. So we're going to look at what's sold. So my home, where I landed it, and where I priced it, were a little bit different, because sometimes too there's a pricing strategy, there's a marketing strategy, and really, like, you want to have it priced right. You want to have it. Is your motivation like you need to sell it? You have to sell it. Do you have another house that's under contract? Like we had another house that we had under contract, and we need to get our house locked up and have a buyer. if you aren't in a hurry, you can talk about what your motivation is. The other thing is right now, 75% of homes that are priced right are are going under contract within 15 days or less. So the market, which is all the people that are out buying, all the sales are going right now. If you price it too high, you might get a lot of activity, might not get offers. This is something we talk about too, is in that first 2 weeks, if we don't have an offer in this market right now, there's something going on with your house. It's either the pricing or it's the condition or something that we may have overlooked. Like I've been doing CMAs like crazy right now, and sometimes it's location, sometimes it's what's going on in the neighborhood. Is it a busy street? Is it easy to access? Is it the condition? I mean, you have a home, like we have on the county, ours is listed as a 4-bedroom, but our 4th bedroom is non-conforming. Like I put that in there. So you have to have conforming bedrooms that are legal. Like, is it your space, your usable space? Like our home also has a really small kitchen. So, like what is it that's going to be attractive to buyers? What is it that's going to be maybe hard? Like we have a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. People really want 2 bathrooms. So, like what's that piece that's going to take? Like what's going to be attractive? We're going to talk about our pricing strategy and our marketing strategy and what is the big selling points for your house. Is it your neighborhood? Is it your school? Is it your backyard? Is it your finished basement? Like we have an incredible finished basement in our house. It's those different pieces. Your garages. Do you have RV parking? Do you have a little land, a little acreage? Is it private? Like there's a lot of different pieces that go into that, and we really want to get it. And the appraisal value right now, the appreciation value right now on homes is pretty high in this area. So like what's going on like with the market and all these data and facts, like things that we talked about this morning at our sales meeting, the average price of homes, the things that are coming on the market, how things are selling right now. If it's priced right and marketed well and in good shape, it should be under contract within the first 2 weeks or less. I mean, it's not always like instant days. I mean, you might get a lot of offers, but it might not be instant days. So that's going to be selling your home. The first thing we're going to do, besides talking about what your motivation is, your time frame, why are you selling, what have you done to your house, what's going on, what's your next plans, then it's going to be pricing and the CMA, and that's going to be really your first step. So a CMA is absolutely free. You shouldn't be charged for having your house have a market analysis done on your house by an agent. It's not necessarily time to talk. It's not the time to necessarily talk through your signing all your paperwork. It's the time to talk through about finding where that price is for your house to sell. And then your follow-up conversation, that's the next video we'll have, is what do we talk about the next step? What's the next step? When I show up with my listing proposal and my price and all the different pieces, then that's the next step. But this is the first step in selling your home, is getting a current market analysis. It's a free thing to do. Let me know if you'd like one. I used to do them. I used to practice on my home before we even thinking of selling. So I've done them on homes repeatedly within like a couple of years. I just did one last week that was priced a couple of years ago, and it's changing. So yeah, let's talk that through and what that means. If you have more questions about any of this, let me know. I'm really happy to answer your questions. There's so many questions, and a lot of people don't, like, if you've never sold your home, it can feel overwhelming, but that's because, that's why you use a real estate agent, because we help with the whole process beyond your finished transaction. Like, we are a resource to help you beyond your finished transaction. So let me know if you have any questions. I will take a part 2 later on and talk through what happens at that listing proposal, that presentation. Okay, have a great day. Bye.